welcome to Love and Life's Journey. I'm Chantel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today I'm going to be making some easy fall and Thanksgiving DIYs using some products that Arteza sent to me to try out. So before we get into those DIYs, I want to show you the items that they sent me. The first thing is this set of acrylic paint markers. There are 20 colors in this. I have been wanting to try out these paint markers, so I'm really excited to do a DIY with those today. They also sent me a set of 30 3D fabric paint colors to try out, and so I'm going to be using these on a project, but it's not going to be on fabric, so stay tuned for that. They also sent me this pack of 12 by 12 sheets of self-adhesive vinyl, and this is a matte black, and so I'm excited to give these a try in my new Cricut machine. And the last thing that they sent me is this 17-piece hobby knife set, and I'm actually not going to be using these in a DIY today, but I do use craft knives quite often, so I will be using these in the future. But I just wanted to show you this comes in a nice set with a little cutting mat, and then it has all of these different blades and handles, and so this looks like a really nice set to use, and I will be definitely getting use out of this. And I will put the links to Arteza's website as well as the specific product links in the description box below, so you can go and check those out. So before I get started on my DIYs, I wanted to let you know that there is a 10% off coupon code in the description box below. And if you want to get some project inspiration, I will also put the link to Arteza's YouTube channel in the description box, so you can check that out as well. So now let's jump into these fall and Thanksgiving easy DIYs. For this first project, I'm going to be using the Arteza 3D fabric paint. There are 30 colors in this box, which also includes metallics. There's a glow in the dark and some fluorescence, so there's a lot of variety. And one thing I was surprised to find is they have all of these extra tips that have different styles. So there's like a wide flat tip, and this one does like a line of 3, and then there's bigger and smaller holes. So it gives you some good options for doing different projects. And I also like that there's more than just one of each type of the tips. So there are a lot of fun colors in here, and while these are great to embellish fabric projects, today I am going to be using them in a little bit different way. I am going to be using them on glass. So I'm just using a clear candle holder that I picked up at Dollar Tree. You can use this technique on any kind of glass vase or candle holder, and it's really easy to do. Since I am making this for fall and Thanksgiving, I am going to use some of the kind of fall colors in the metallic paint, and they have some beautiful colors like bronze and copper and gold, and so I'm going to be using the bronze, and then I'm also going to use the metallic gold as well as a glitter gold. So I'm going to start at the bottom of my candle holder, and I am going to use just even pressure and make kind of a subtle squiggly line up toward the top, and as I get to the height that I want my paint to stop, then I'm going to release the pressure a little bit so that I get kind of a fine point at the top. And I'm making these different heights and just kind of random. I'm leaving a little bit of space in between them, and I'm going to go all the way around my candle holder. So you do have to be careful that you don't smudge this or get your fingers in it. But then once I'm all the way around, I'm going to set this down and just let it dry completely. And I actually let mine dry overnight. And this is what it looks like once it's dry. And now I'm going to take another color. I've decided to use this gold, and I'm going to do the same thing, just kind of going in between the lines that I've already done. And in several places, I'm going to cross over and so that they overlap a little bit, just to give it a little bit more interest. And you can see that adding the second color, this brighter metallic gold, is really brightening this up and giving it the dimension that I'm looking for, and it's really coming together nicely. So again, once I'm done with that second color, I let it dry completely, and now I'm going to go back in with a third color. This time I decided to use this gold glitter, and it's actually kind of a clear paint with just gold glitter. And so now that my other colors are completely dry, I can just go in over the top and add this glitter just to really finish it off. And once that was dry, I added an LED candle from the Dollar Tree. I would not recommend using a real candle because I'm not sure how the 3D paint would hold up to the heat of a real flame. So I would just use an LED candle. Here I'm showing it with another vase from Dollar Tree that I have added some decorative mesh and some lights to, and I think that they look beautiful together. So it's just a really easy way to dress up a candle holder or a vase. And I will show you how I assembled this vase with the mesh in it in just a moment. So to create that tall lighted vase, I am just using a tall vase from Dollar Tree. I'm using one roll of this decorative fall mesh that I picked up at Dollar Tree as well, with the gold looking leaves. And I'm using a string of lights. This one I actually picked up at Target in their dollar spot. It was $3, but I really love the little pumpkin shaped lights. You could use lights from Dollar Tree as well. I love this mesh because the leaves are gold on one side and silver on the other, and it's just really beautiful. So all I'm going to be doing is wrapping that mesh around the battery pack several times to kind of disguise that, and then I am going to twist the lights in with the mesh and just poke those down inside the vase, kind of arranging the lights as I go. And you can use as little or as much of the mesh as you want. And I think it makes a beautiful accent, and I love the fact that it's lighted, but it really looks beautiful even with the lights off as well. For my next project, I'm going to be using this wooden pumpkin that I picked up in the Crafter's Square section of Dollar Tree. And I'm going to be using the acrylic paint markers from Arteza. These are something that I have been wanting to try for a while now, so I'm excited to use them for this. I'm going to use a craft stick just to test out a few colors to see exactly which ones I want to use. When you first use these, you shake up the marker and then you press the tip down until the paint fills the tip, and then you'll know it's ready to use. So I decided to paint the stems in this brown color, and then I chose one of the orange colors for the pumpkin. And what I was really looking for on these paint markers was to see how well it covered, and then also to see if there were stroke marks. Like when you color with a marker, you get those lines for each of the strokes, and so I was wondering if these would be that way, and they are totally not that way. I was really impressed with these. They covered really well in just one coat, unlike sometimes with paint you have to do 2 or 3 coats. These just one coat and it was good to go. And also I did not see the stroke marks of the paint pen. So I'm really impressed with these. Good job, Arteza, on the acrylic paint markers. Once I had my pumpkin painted on the front and the back, then I decided to add a little bit of this green moss. This is some I picked up at Walmart. You can get different colors of moss at Dollar Tree as well. And I decided not to paint the inside of the pumpkin just because I liked the contrast that it gave, especially when you were looking through the pumpkin with those cutouts in the front. You could see the lighter color, and I really liked that. So I'm just adding this moss using some hot glue, and I'm doing this all the way around the base of the pumpkin. Then I'm going to trim any wild ends of the moss with some scissors. Then I'm going to tie a couple of bows using some Dollar Tree ribbon. I really like this burlap ribbon with the fall leaves on it. And I'm going to tie a bow, just a really simple bow, to put at the base of each stem on each side of the pumpkin. And then on the solid side of the pumpkin, I'm going to take this little wooden thankful sticker that I picked up at the dollar spot at Target, and I am going to add that to the center just to finish it off. So this could be displayed as is, or you could use it as a holder for some florals, or you could maybe even put some candies or something in it and give as a gift to someone. But it would even look great with one of those LED candles in it. And I think the glow coming through those cutouts is just really pretty. So it's very versatile and very easy to make. For this next project, I will be using this fall decor piece from Dollar Tree, and I will also be using one of these wooden stickers from Target Dollar Spot. I'll be using the one that says Grateful, and I picked these up for $1 there for a package of 6 stickers. And I'll be using 3 packages of the LED candles from Dollar Tree. To start, I'm going to remove the hanger out of the back of this little sign. Then I'm going to paint the sides using some ivory colored chalk paint, and I'm only painting the sides of this where the plaid design is, and then on the rim around the edge. I decided not to paint over what would be the front of the sign, because if I wanted to still use it as a sign, I could still do that. And this is actually a dupe of something I saw on the Kirkland's website. They wanted $14.99 for it, and it was just the box, not the candles. And so this cost me $5 plus my paint to create, and that includes my candles. And like I said, I did paint around the top rim of my box, and you could paint the inside of this. I left it just the natural color it was, just for some contrast. You could paint it a black or a dark brown inside if you wanted it to have even more contrast than the outside of the box. It's really just whatever is your personal preference. I did put several coats of paint on my box, and while it's drying, I am taking one of the wooden Grateful stickers from that package I got at Target, and I'm going to paint it using the acrylic paint marker. I'm just going to use black, and you could use just regular paint and a paintbrush to do this. But I thought this would be a great opportunity to use those paint markers again. And I'm just going to remove the paper backing off of the back of the sticker and stick it onto the side of my box. And this is basically exactly what the one from Kirkland's looked like. It was just this ivory colored box with the word grateful on it. And if you didn't have a sticker but you do have a Cricut machine, you could cut out your word using your Cricut or Silhouette. And I am going to give this a try using the 12 by 12 vinyl sheets that Arteza sent me. And I really like these because you can just pull out the sheet and stick it on your mat, and then you're ready to go. So I'm just going to cut out the area where my word is, and I'm going to save the rest of this sheet of vinyl to use for some other projects. So I'm going to peel away what I don't need, just leaving my word on the backing, and then I'm going to weed out the center of that A so that I have my word exactly as I want it. Then I'm going to place a piece of transfer tape over the top of my word, and then I'm going to run my tool over the top of that firmly so that my word is completely stuck to the transfer tape. Then I'll carefully peel that up, and now I can place it on my box. And I'm going to get that in place and then just stick it right down, and again rub my tool over the top of it, and then carefully pull up that transfer tape, and there we have it. This vinyl was really easy to work with. I like the way it looks, and I like the way the other side with the sticker looks, so I'm happy with both sides. And now I'm just going to place 6 of those LED candles inside this box. I'm really pleased that I only spent $5 for the total instead of $15 for just the box from Kirkland's. Let me know in the comments below which of these projects is your favorite, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel to grow, and if you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you will be notified for lots more DIY videos. Be sure to check out those links to all of these Arteza products in the description box, and remember there's a 10% coupon code. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a blessed day.